Hello everybody, it's Carmela here. As promised, we are doing 5 days of the CEO mindset, and we're going to specifically be talking about how you're losing money in your business. So jump on with me. I'm looking forward to connecting with you all this week. Say hello. We're going to be talking about the CEO mindset and how to keep that money in your business, how not to lose customers, because some of us are losing customers before they even become customers because these things that I'm going to share with you today, we don't have in place, and they are easy fixes. And I even have a program that can help you get these things in place. So when you join, say hello. Make sure you tag another female entrepreneur, another sister CEO that can use a little bit of encouragement. I know it's a holiday, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time with you today, but I'll be with you about no more than 20 minutes. How about that? And I have my timer here to keep me on track. And then we're going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 12:15. So if you're back at work by then, we're going to get this thing done on your lunch breaks. And if you miss it, the good thing is you can hit the replay button right here. And if you don't want to have to look for it on my page, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. All of my leadership trainings, all of my business videos are right there. And as we do them in the various places, I'm uploading everything in that one place just for you. So what I want you to do now is just say hello. Let me make sure I can see the comments. Let's make sure that I can see the comments. All right. I see the comments. Thank you, Bessie from Boston. We're going to talk business here in just a second. Because you know what's funny? Hey, LaTanya, what's funny is you can... When you start working in a particular area, you see things that you wouldn't normally see. Hey, Melody, thank y'all so much for jumping on. Oh, gosh, I see you. You see things that you wouldn't normally see, and then you can't unsee them. I see these things not just with online businesses. So the tools that I'll be sharing with you this week, it doesn't matter if your business is virtual or if your business is in person, because some of these things we saw were in restaurants, just crazy, basic customer service things that we can do and do better. All right, it's 12:17, so we're going to get started. Here we go. So my name is Carmela Williams. Hey, thank y'all for jumping on. Thank you so much for jumping on. My name is Carmela Williams. She said I keep it straight. My name is Carmela Williams, and I'm a certified leadership trainer and small business coach. I love working with female entrepreneurs. I will work with men. My husband is also certified, and he and I usually team tackle those when the brothers need support in their businesses to make sure that they are covered as well. But one of the things that I found with small business owners is a lot of times we get stuck in the planning phase. You may be an expert in your particular area, but you're struggling with the business side of it. And the best analogy I can give you is I recently watched, I think it was last weekend, I watched Get On Up, the movie with James Brown. And with the movie with James Brown, James was a phenomenal performer. And so he was performing, and he had these great ideas on how he wanted his concerts and things to flow. Well, the business manager of the record label got up and started dancing. And James was like, "You need to sit down. What are you doing? Cause it don't look good. Hey, Tina. Hey, everybody." And he was like, "Exactly." He said, "You handle the show and I handle the business." Well, James sat there and he listened and he studied the business. And when he was ready to shift things, what he did was he used his own money to be able to fund the business the way he wanted it to go. And he said, "I know I only have like a 7th grade education, but now I got the show and the business." And what I like to do as a coach is, although you are the expert in your area, that may be the show, so to speak, sometimes in the beginning you're struggling with the business side of things. Let me coach you and show you how to put the show and the business together so that you can be successful as an entrepreneur. So let's jump right into this thing on today. Number one, the first thing that I've noticed is that people have no system in place for follow-up or for payment. There's no system in place for follow-up or for payment. And I'm going to give you a couple of funny stories of what I mean by this. So I remember reaching out to a business owner to purchase their services. And so I said, are you still providing ABC? And their response to me was yes. Nothing else, just yes. And so I said, okay, how can I buy that service? And they said, you need to send me a deposit. Well, I said, I don't want to pay a deposit. I just want to pay the whole thing in full. Can you tell me how the program runs? Well, when you pay me the deposit, I will send you the rest of the information. Now I'm getting like so frustrated. My husband laughed at me, right? I'm like, what is she doing? I'm just trying to pay. Can you tell me when the dates of service are? Once you pay the deposit, she's replying to me. Once you pay the deposit, then I'll tell you when the dates of service are. I'm like, well, that won't work because, you know, if my payment is non-refundable, then what if the dates that you have available don't work for me? And then they were like, well, what times you need? You know, it was like we went back and forth for like 20 minutes. And the moment I reached out to her, I was ready to pay. I was ready to pay in full because let me tell you something about people. When people watch your business, a lot of times they've watched your business for 6 years, some 1 year, some 2 years. And by the time they reach out to you, a lot of times they're already ready to pay. Don't make people have to fight with you to pay you. Now, I shared this with those in my group, and a lot of people agreed, child, there's no way I would have went through that whole conversation and pay her because I should not have to fight to pay you. You have to have, this is what you need to have now. You should have a script or some type of flyer when somebody asks you for your service. You can copy, if you have a regular script, you can copy and paste that from person to person that ask you, hey there, that ask you about your product or ask you about your service. Don't make me have to fight with you, or don't make me have to go to go to my page and you can see the details. I just ask you for the details. Why you can't just send me the flyer? So I get so frustrated. Like, why you can't just send me the flyer right here? A lot of times the reason customers may go into your inbox, although you shared a flyer yesterday, is because you also shared 30 other posts and we can't get back to your flyer. We can't find it. We look for it. Why do I have to go through all of that to pay you? Is what I'm saying. So you got to have some type of system in place to follow up with your people and for payment. And so that you're not frustrated, you know, retyping everything. Make sure that you have it in a place where you can just copy and paste it, or have all the details and the steps on the flyer. What should have happened with me when I said, do you still provide this service? I should have got a script back that said, yes, this service is available for this amount of money. You can pay in full or a minimum deposit, non-refundable deposit of this. Once the deposit is paid, we will come to a mutual agreement upon the day and the time that the service will be provided. Had I gotten that, I would have had all my questions answered. But instead, we had to go back and forth. Everybody not going to do that with you. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose customers because a lot of people don't even have, they're just not going to do it. They're just not going to, people's time is too valuable and they're not going to beg you to take their money. That's right, Pastor Sarah, you need a system in place for success, a system for success. The second thing that I had, these are things that I really actually went through, y'all, within the last 6 months. I promise you, I'm not lying. This is in 2020. Listen at this, number 2. Everyone doesn't need convincing. I just want to let that soak in. Everybody doesn't need convincing. Sometimes once people reach out to you, they don't need to hear the speech. They're ready. I reached out to one person about a product or a service that I wanted to buy, and I was required to go through a training. I couldn't purchase it unless I heard the speech. Why not? I already knew. I had already watched. I had already done my research. I was ready to make the payment. I was ready to move forward. Why are we requiring all these additional steps for people to shop with us, for people to buy our services? If somebody comes to you and say, If somebody comes to me and say, Carmela, I've been watching you, I've been benefiting from your coaching, I need to know information on your next training. I'm going to say, let's schedule an appointment. What's the day and time that's best for you? All I need from you is your email address and your phone number. I'm going to send you a confirmation. We're going to have a 19-minute conversation. At the end of that conversation, you'll know whether or not you want to be in my elite program or my other program. It's just that easy. Don't make it hard for people to shop with you, even if you're selling a product. I saw this just the other day. Somebody said, on somebody else's page, I was just scrolling and they was like, did you send me an invoice for the items that I ordered? And the person replied, well, you didn't give me your email address and your mailing address. Why couldn't we just reply, inbox me your email address? And guess what? If you use Square, you don't need their mailing address. You just need their email address. And then there's a little toggle switch on there that you shift over and say require shipping address. And so when they pay their bill, they can put their shipping address in there. Make it easy for people to work with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. We're losing money, and I don't want to see you lose money. I believe that this is the time where new businesses should be birthed. We should be going to the next level as entrepreneurs. I love seeing new ideas. I get excited when I see my sisters and brothers going to the next level. But let me tell you, everybody's not going to be going back and forth with you to pay you. Make it easy for people to do business with you. We're losing money. We're losing money. So listen at this. What you need is a playbook. A playbook. This one is my playbook. And in this is a calendar. It has a calendar in it. It's broken down by the day. It's broken down by the week. It's broken down by the month. And let me tell you, everybody that I talk to is listed in it. Every response that they gave me is listed in it. And so I can see each date that I reached out to them, I can see what their response is. I got to be able to have a way to track who my customers are and track who the people are that's interested in what it is that I provide. And you got to have the same thing. And you got to have you a playbook. Have your playbook. It doesn't matter what your industry is. It doesn't matter the product that you're selling. It doesn't matter the service that you're providing. If you don't have an easy way for people to do business with you, you're losing money. Let me give you this last story and I'm going to wrap it up. When we first started as coaches, our coach told us, make it easy for people to do business with you. Yes, you're on the right track. And he said you should be the easiest vendor that they've ever worked with. And I remember when we was working in this manufacturing company, we had to go through security to get inside. So the first time we went through security, they put us on the elevator, they escorted us to the second floor, and they took us to the HR office. HR took us to the training room. HR had to set up the projector, get us in the computer, show us how everything was working. But guess what? That was the only day HR had to do anything. Once security got us in the business, got us in the building, got us to the second floor, we would walk by the HR office and be like, we're here, we're going to set up. I remembered how to get on that computer. I remembered how to set up that projector. My husband would set up the room. If we had any activities, if we had prizes, he would do all that stuff. I was doing the technical stuff. And when those people came in, we took care of the people. We did sign-in sheets on our way out the door. We would shut everything down and we would hand those sign-in sheets to HR so that they could have a copy for their records, and our work there was done. That one contract they gave us a referral to the largest corporate contract that we ever had because we were the easiest vendor to work with. See, even if you're doing t-shirts, sometimes you're thinking, well, I'm just dealing with people. You don't know that. You don't know if you're just selling to me. You don't know my whole team might want that t-shirt. You don't know, my friend, I tagged my friend in a post because it was something I know she loved. And my friend responded because she was interested in the product, but the person reached out to me. They didn't reach out to my friend. And I was like, my friend don't live with me. You know, I'm like, I don't know. You got to reach out to her. And they was like, no, you tell her to reach out to me. Is that how we do business? Because see, what you don't understand is My friend is the CEO of a whole organization. How you know all her staff didn't want a shirt? How you know all the people that was connected with her didn't want a shirt? A lot of times we're missing out because we're not treating people with the respect that they should be treated with as our customers. Let's wrap it up with this. If you're struggling with any of these areas, in my program, the Elite Women's Academy, we will be going through in depth, and I'll be giving out a guide of the business blueprint. In that business blueprint, it will help you make sure that you have these type things in place. One, you need to have a way to schedule. A simple way to schedule. I know you think you need a funnel and you need an email list and you need all this. That stuff is helpful, but it's not required in the beginning. You just got to be nice to people, inbox people, respond back, and communicate. That's all you really need. That's really all you need. Number two, make sure you have a way to follow up. And you know, old school is better than nothing. Honey, I think old school is the best way. This calendar breaks it down by every 30 minutes is listed on this calendar. You see that? Every 30 minutes. You need a way to follow up every 30 minutes. You can just simply write their names on the date and time. You don't have to have a fancy system. You just need a system. No way of invoicing. If you don't have a way of invoicing, you are leaving money on the table. Cash App ain't it. Cash App is one way to receive money for convenience, but it cannot be the primary way that you run your business. If you get a corporate contract, I promise you, they're not paying you via Cash App. You got to send an invoice. And they're not going to put the invoice in your name. It's going to be in your business name. So that means the next thing you need is a business account. And you think, I can't get no business account. It's going to take me 3 months to get my EIN number. No, it doesn't. Your EIN number is generated automatically and it can be downloaded in a PDF the minute you do it. So sometimes we're struggling because we don't have anybody to help us. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anybody to tell us. And that's why I love the type of coach that I am, because I remember when I started, I couldn't find help. And so I'm grateful for the organization that I'm a part of, because it put me around people who didn't mind sharing with me the tools and resources that they were using, the things that was working, the struggles that they had previously, because sometimes in your own town, you may not be able to find that mentor, but thanks to social media and technology, you're not limited in that area. So you got to have a legit business. Quit bootlegging business. You need a legitimate business. I'm going to say this about LLC and I'm moving on. I'm not even going to talk on it long because you need to talk to your tax preparer or your accountant. But I see some of you getting LLCs and you never had an EIN number. And you know, once you get at least an LLC, that's a corporation. And so once you have a corporation, that means you got to pay for a corporate tax return. And corporate tax returns start at $350. If you ain't making but $200 a year in your business, you don't even need an LLC yet. Start with your EIN number. We started with an EIN number. And then when we started doing real business, as we kind of learned as we went along the way, then we shifted to the LLC enterprises, but we did it under the tutelage of our accountant. We had to go to somebody who was strong in that area. You don't have to be a jack of all trades. Why are you trying to study and learn all this over here and learn all that over there? Let's get together and let me help you put it together. I see some good information being dropped in the comments. Woo! You got to have that business account if you're going to do businesses with business. If you're doing business to business, you need that business account. You can invoice and have your money from your invoice go into your personal account, but where you get run into some issues is if you're doing business with somebody and they need to write you a business check, and if that invoice has the business name on it, they will write that check to the business name. And if you don't have an account, you can't cash the check. Ask me how I know. I went to my account and I was like, what? I can't cash the check. And she was like, you don't have a business account? I was like, Well, we was like all behind, honey. I'm telling you, we learned some hard lessons, but we went and got that account open, and then we deposited the check, and we was good. And let me tell you, and when you start getting checks for $5,000, that money ain't available immediately. That's a whole nother story. Let me keep going and get off here. Let me hurry up. But listen, and then the last thing I want to say is you got to be balanced. You got to be balanced. You got to reply. Like if you put out there that something is for sale, you got to reply and check your comments. You got to check your other box in your inbox, because some people are trying to buy from you, but they're not your friend on social media. And so it doesn't go in your inbox. It's in the other box. You need to be able to check those things so you don't lose customers. That's right. Now, that is true, Jonathan. You do need separate accounts. The IRS recognizes a designated account. If you were like a sole proprietor, they recognize a designated account. So it could be a personal account, but it's designated for business only. So thank you for that. So I can clarify that. So when I said you could have used a personal account, that don't mean the same account that you buy McDonald's out of. That means a designated account for your business. That's absolutely right. You need to have those funds separate. See that? See, I told you, he is running $1 million corporation. They hold on to your money. I'm telling you, you can't just, it ain't like your personal account where you can just deposit that money and it's all available tomorrow. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to run your business. And listen, in my business blueprint workbook, the women that's in my Elite Women's Academy, I've never shared my spreadsheet, but I'm going to be sharing my spreadsheet because I'm getting ahead, so I'm not going to share all the details, but I'm gonna share my spreadsheet, because just because you made $3,000, all that $3,000 don't belong to you. And so we're going to go into that one of these days. Which day are we talking about that? On tomorrow. And tomorrow's topic is you won't rob the people. We're going to be talking about raising your prices and why pricing is so important. You won't rob the people. Because, see, the people that I work with are typically people who have a heart for people. We're helping people. That's why those coaches that I work with, they're helping people in nonprofits. They're helping parents. They're helping those who are dealing with suicide. They're helping. They're in the helps category, social services and things of that nature. And sometimes when we say key words, we feel like, oh, it should be free. And so that's what we're going to be talking about on tomorrow. But listen, if you're a female business owner, and you have a skill, you know what it is that you want to do, and you know where it is that you're going, I would love to set up a time to talk to you to see if the Elite Women's Academy is right for you or if my other program is right for you. I have 2 different programs, and the only way for us to know that is to have the 19-minute call. I promise I don't do hard sales, right? I just share with you what's available, and you get to make the decision. And so those people that I work with want to work with me. And so if it's not the right time for you now, I believe that it will be eventually. Now, the type of people that frustrate me, that's probably not the right word to say, but if you don't know what you want to do and you're indecisive and all over the place, I can refer you to one of my sisters who can help you get started in business and decide what you want to do. That's not the type of coach that I am. I work with female business owners who know who they are, they know the product or the service that they sell, and they know where it is that they're going. I come in to partner with you to help you close the gap. I come in and show you how to do the business side of it so that eventually you can have the whole show business for yourself. Remember the analogy from James Brown in the beginning. So you don't get stuck in just planning. Sometimes I talk to people, what you doing today? Well, I'm getting my email list together. Tomorrow, what are you doing today? I'm making my written list of the people I'm gonna call. The third day, what are you doing today? And they're just doing what I call busy work. The people that I work with, I come to help you implement. We need to do income generating activities, not just busy work. And then on day 5, we're going to be talking about when it's time to build a team, because some of you are doing very well in your business, but you're still running it like you got your hands on it like it's your baby and you scared somebody going to kidnap your baby. You need to build a team. So join me all week, and we're going to be sharing about this business. So in the Elite Women's Academy, let me share with you a couple of things we're going to be doing in the academy. If you want to schedule that call with me, just inbox me, or you can drop it in the comments. I need a call. And then we'll set up a time this week for us to just have a short conversation. I can tell you how the conversation is going to go. I'm going to say, is this a good time for us to talk? And you're going to say yes. And I'm going to say, tell me about your business and where you're going. And then you're going to share. And then I'm going to share with you about the programs that I have. And you'll decide between the two programs which one best fits your business where it is today. In my Elite Women's Academy, we talked about the business blueprint workbook that'll be available for you. Now, this blueprint is not me giving you the steps that I do. I'm giving you a guide. And so in that guide, you will fill in the blanks, right? And so you will create your own marketing calendar. You'll create your own financial worksheets. You'll create your own product and pricing guide. Because when I ask people how much money you're going to make this year, a lot of times they'll give me a number. And so I say, okay, how much of that is coming from coaching? How much of that is coming from your products? How much of that is coming from speak? Because you got to be able to break it down by the product that you offer or the service that you offer. And so now you know exactly how many workshops you need to do. You know exactly how many people you need to talk to. You see what I'm saying? We need to streamline things. So my gift is the gift of administration. And so you give me the big idea, and then I can show you phases that it works in. I've worked with several people, if you need a referral, that can tell you how I've helped them break things down into workable pieces, because a lot of times it's overwhelming. You see the whole vision, but I see steps. And so we work together so you can get those steps in place. There's a weekly check-in. There's a 3-year business strategy. And then you have to set your financial goal. The financial goal for the Elite Women's Academy is a minimum of $6,000. You got to be committed to make a minimum of $6,000 in 2020. You can do that. That's easy. If you're running a business, there may be just a few things you have to tweak to get your business in front of the right people. We're going to talk about that one day as well, because you could be the best kept secret. You're fishing in the wrong pond. You're marketing to a people that's not interested in your product or your service. I tell my clients all the time, your clients can afford your prices. If people are complaining about your prices, those are the wrong people. It's okay. It is okay, I promise you. All right, so let's wrap this up. Make sure that you're not losing money because you don't have a system in place for follow-up. You don't have a system in place for payment. And remember, the second thing I told you is everybody doesn't need convincing. Some people have already been watching you, and they've already done their research on you. And so when they reach out to you, they're ready to get to work. Everybody is not price conscious. You know, sometimes we talk ourselves right out of sales because we think, oh, I charge too much. Oh, they can't help. Yes, you got to have some confidence. You got to prepare in advance. And I would love to be the coach to stand with you and help you get that thing done and to move you from point A to point M. You ain't gonna go to point Z, right? You know, it's a whole process that you got to get through. And I would love to be considered for that. And so if you want to schedule a call with me to talk about the 2 programs that I'm offering right now, they're both launching in October, just message me and we'll get a call set up. But if nothing else, make sure you join me right here tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. And we're going to be talking about your prices. And the topic for tomorrow is you won't rob the people. I promise you, you won't. I love y'all. Have a great day.